but when I would do it anyway. I'll be with you, bear with me. I'm just going to get my iPad so I can see any comments that have come in. Right. Oh, God. Oh. Battery's not running very high. No. What am I doing? I don't want that on. Oh, hello all that have joined. Although my map does show that I'm actually on the NTP, I was in the middle of a game, but I'm going to come out of this and have a quick trip on the Isle of Wight. I've not been on it for a while, but I thought I'd have a bit of a play, so to speak. So there we go. So I'll keep the video on with so I can see any comments that might come in. Just got to balance my iPad up. There we go. Right. Well, welcome all that have joined us, or anyone that's tuned in after the live stream. It's something I'm trying to do as much as I can, really. A bit of a live stream around Tracing World 2. Oh, I'm going to exit out of this because that's not what the theme of this is about. So, let's just have a quick run over to the Isle of Wight. Although you more swim, don't you? Really, you don't so much run, do you? More swim. Right, the Isle of Wight was released a couple of about a month ago now, probably. It's quite unique because this is actually a route that was. Where is it? There it is, right at the top. Because this is a route that, as we know, was actually a third-party company that built it called Rivet Games. We'll try and keep with the tradition of the weather. It's clear today, so I'll keep it as clear. The train. So the Isle of Wight then, though those people aren't quite au fait with the Isle of Wight. The Isle of Wight is a small 8 mile, isn't it? 8 mile run between basically Ryde. This is on the east side of the island, on the Isle of Wight. From Ryde all the way up to Shankly? Yeah, Shankly. So it's not the longest line. To be fair, the good thing about the Isle of Wight is that it's quite unique. The trains that are currently on the route are these Class 483s. These Class 483s are basically I want rain. Are basically ex 1938 tube stock, so they're getting on a bit. I mean, it's 2020 and they're still going. Although their replacement is due imminently. There's already been one of the new sets that are going to be designated Class 484s, and they're right up to date. Honest to God, they're right up to date with 1979 stock. No, but they've had a really good refurb. Viva Rail have done wonders with the D-train stuff. So, although it is again old trains, they've done a fantastic job to modernise them. A lot better than what was done to the 483s And the 48, was it the 485s, the other ones? The older ones? The old, um, the old, the old stock that was before it? Well, anyway, I'm going to pop in. Love that network safe East Day. I don't know why they chose network safe East on a modern section, a modern aged route. I think it could be a licensing issue with the red livery or the livery. Perhaps they weren't allowed to use Safe Western or whatever. That's fine. Right, so let's have a go. I've not played, as you can see, I've not really played, although I have played it, so I don't know why I'm... Oh, yeah, hang on. Yeah, I have done at least two games. The tutorial was good on this, actually. I found it very useful. I've not played it since the update. Apparently there's been a few changes. I'm going to have a drive from Shanklin to Wight Pier ahead, I think, on the 1450. Let's jump in. Those of you who are into the Bakerloo route, so the Bakerloo route uses your 1972 stock. So the difference, there's similarities in the sort of driving style, I suppose, but in reality, the difference. For one, you have two controllers. So on the 1972 stock, you have the one, which is basically like that. Let me just power up. I always find this tricky. Although they made it a lot better on this than the Bakerloo. I found these controls a lot easier to sort out. Instrument lights. Have I got to do anything else? So the equipment that's actually based on this is it was retrofitted. They retrofitted some of the actual proper mainline stuff. Where are my doors? Now I've not quite fathomed out where all the main door controls. Although there are door control. I don't know. Is the door controls around somewhere? I'm sure they're around somewhere. Whether it's on the Bakerloo trains, they are to the left and to the right. But I'm not fully worked out where everything is on this. I am literally still learning how to actually drive it. I still need the hood on, because although I've kind of remembered where things are, I'm still very much, yeah, this is a new route, this is a new, I still need to learn it, very much so. Lots of climbs and lots of drops and stuff like that. It's maximum speed 45 through most of it. I've noticed they appear to have tied up the cab a little bit since the last update, although I don't know. Right, lovely. It seems a little bit, it was all a little bit jagged and the graphics weren't very good. Overall, it's not a bad looking train. I mean, it looks sublime, really. It's a really nice looking train. The livery, I mean, I love Network Southeast, and that first generation Network Southeast livery was nice anyway, to be fair. Right, it's like my doors and get gone. It's really eerie because there's no noise. So you have your brake handle, which works similar to the way the braking does on the Bakerloo, except for the fact you're going the wrong way. And then you've got your power handle. I'm rolling backwards a lot. This is the thing about this train. There we go. Now there's two forward modes as well. 1 and 2. And 2 is a bit more powerful, obviously. 1 feels sluggish, 2 feels too quick. So I'm trying to find the balance has been quite interesting, really. When on the few times I've played it, but I put it on full blast now. I mean, I'm climbing the hill anyway, one in 188. But there you go, full parallel. Woo, off I go. But if you open it straight up to full parallel from the stand, it almost warp speeds. So it's on forward 2. On forward 1, it feels like it takes forever to move. Now the next station is called Lake. Now unfortunately, Lake is a strange station. It's on the right hand side, but it appears to just appear. So you really, until you learn where it is. Oh, that's a dead man's. You've got to really look out for it. The braking's good on this. To be fair, the braking is pretty good. Yeah, whistle with your. I think I've got it there. So Lake is the first stop. There's a crossing there, that'll be why you're whistling. But yeah, over the two controls is a little bit right. So Lake just appears, the station graphically just appears. So I'm just going to slow down, and because you're going quite quick as well, because you're doing 45, it catches you really unaware. So yeah, the braking is yeah, see, it just appears like, oh, there it is. So you think you've got a lot longer. So yeah, the braking's pretty good on this, as you can see. But then I was being a bit windy. Right, so first stop done. I can see I need a hell of a lot of practice on this. I'm really not. So yeah, the power handle has, obviously, it pulls all the way around. It's also got a Deadman's option, which is a bit different. So the Deadman's is obviously the driver has to lean, in real life, the driver leans down on the handle like you do on the Baker-Low. But the option to lift it is on this, but only when it's in power, engaged on power mode. So because obviously as well, this, as soon as you put the brakes off, it starts to roll. I tend to kind of slip the power on quite quick and then pull the brake off, because obviously in real life, I suppose with the controllers I could do both, but I don't want to. And then off I go. But that's because I'm on forward too. So let's go. So yeah, it's quite a responsive train. Oh, see, I will span there. It's quite a responsive train, both in braking and power. I don't know, it might be worth just playing around with forward when you first start playing it, or trying to get used to. Probably better to use forward one, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, the signal, you've got to get used to that one. The signal's pretty good, they tend to clear anyway, or you hold. So you drop down, you see that drop down that hill there? It's really good topography, I'm really impressed with it. Squeeze from the flanges around the bend. 15 at Sandown. Yeah, it's 15 mile an hour through Sandown, so. But as I'm apparently approaching a red signal, I don't want to be racing too fast. Again, still learning the road, so I'm actually still learning the road, so I'm still getting used to it. It's 15 now, anyway. But like I say, these stop so quick anyway. You know, you can just literally throw it open. But it does take a bit of getting used to knowing which, because you've got quite a lot of brake steps, and as you said, they're not 1, 2, 3, 4. They're more like minimum, like hold, minimum, max, EP. I think the lap's on there, but who uses the lap? So I've got a red signal. I think that's because there'll be a train coming either way. There's 2 passing points on this line. There's this one here at Sundown, and there's one at Rye, St John's. I think that's it. But in real life, they are working on a new loop, so they can run more trains. So it looks like we'll be stood here for a bit. I might go and get that camera. Oh yeah, seats up. Yeah, so if you need to open the door, you need to have the seats up. Oh, how did you get out? Oh, got to crouch. There's a collectible. Oh, I've done it. Ha! But yeah, so if you didn't know, that's a collectible. I've not got my lights on, look. Poor. Let's get my lights on then. Look. Set in engineer's seat. Oh, headlight on. Now, how do you change the... I can't remember if you could change the destination or not. Oh, they're in there, aren't they? And no, you can't. Oh, lock my doors. Oh, no, there isn't something coming. The signal, it's one of them where the signal will clear when the doors are all locked. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got to look out for that as well. The signal lock. I've used the controllers there. So I might. It's a bit like what I do. I suppose I could do that like what I do with the DMU. So with the 101, I use a mixture of the controller and you moving it to get the train moving, because obviously it's a dual. You need both controls at the same time. steady as we go. 15 coming out of Sandown. Our next stop's Brady. We've got a bit of a run now, which is pretty good. So we get a bit of a run. I assume we'll pass something at Rod St John's, and if we've not passed nothing there. So yeah, so the maximum speed limit is 45. Supposed to change the... Oh, look at that, 1 second later, aren't we? Yeah, so I think that the one thing about this is because it's not like your traditional train, it does take a little bit of getting used to. But to be fair, I mean I do enjoy it. I do think it's a nice little route. It's nice just to quickly jump on because it takes about what 25 minutes. Yeah, dropping down here. Brake on. You can see the brake is so responsive, even on the lowest, it's so responsive. Yeah, I'm at work this afternoon, so I thought, well, if I fancy a go, I'll have a quick run on the old Isle of Wight. Yeah, trying to keep this train to time is really difficult because you either end up going too fast or too slow. Braking coming up, so although I'm opening up, I really need to be too brake. Then the brakes are good, so you have got to be. It is very much like driving a. It is. You are driving for all intents and purposes. You are driving a train, but it still has that mainline element. Braking's on the left-hand side. It's a single platform on the left-hand side. No AWS or anything because these trains were never fitted with it. There's no point retrofitting it. There's no vigilance or DSD. So there's no safety systems on this either. So it is literally you are just driving the train with nothing other than the deadlines. That's the only DSD you've got. But there's no intervention requirements with that. It's just if you lift off, the brakes come on. You can replicate the deadman's handle. Can replicate the deadman's handle, but oh yeah. But all it does is cuts the brakes on. It just lifts up. You probably saw me do it earlier on. I lifted it up by accident. Stopping, although the braking does work, stopping is a bit of a fine art because the braking is that responsive. You do find yourself kind of thinking, oh yeah, I'll be fine, Nelson. You're like, oh no, I'm not stopping. Oh, hang on, oh no, I've stopped too short. And you do get that quite a bit. So we're at Brady. I think the next stop is, well, there's a stop, I think it's Smallbrook Junction, but I don't think many trains stop there. And then there's Wight St John's, which is where the depot is. Slight wheel spin there as I try to move. Yeah, oh, we are at Smallbrook Junction. There is a go bar at this as well. In the other direction, there's a go bar past Smallbrook Junction. So I'm cheating and using the triggers. I'm not cheating, but you know, just to get the train moving. I do, as you know, if you've watched my other videos, I do like trying to be. Trying to use manual controls to make it more realistic, but sometimes it can be quite tricky. Like I say, this and the DMU are the two trickiest trains I've driven, I think, if I'm really honest. There's a bit of a run now before Smallbrook Junction, 2.2 miles. Just going into the 40 mile an hour. It's a bit of a climb, so we'll start putting some power on. Just something kicks in. There's like a delay almost between the moving power controller and the computer telling the traction motor to come in. That one pill full power is still giving it some, giving the beans. Good 12 net meters, like I say, it will be fast enough. It's got me going to pill, I'm absolutely flying on. So that could be because I'm on forward too. But there was no sort of like guidance on what best to use, whether to use forward 1 or forward 2. So I just thought I'll use forward 2 and just get used to it. Like I said, I didn't seem to be any happy medium really. It was more like forward 1 a bit sluggish, forward 2 oh, 45 there. That's nice. Yeah, so like I said, the maximum speed is 45. This train is responsive, but it really needs a fine art keeping that speed going. It really needs. I've not played it in any other condition other than dry at the moment. This is auto clear. Oh, that's the Devlins. That's as if I let go of the handle. I'm flat now, so I'm not going to have to keep it a steady pace. But the topography on this is really good. It is very up and down, and it is very. You can see. You can really see it really well. It's one of the better routes, I think, for seeing the actual hills, the gradients and things like that. Really impressed. It could be because of the way it's designed. And you can see it on other routes, but this, because there's probably some really deep inclines, you don't really see it on this. So that's a credit to who made the game. Because the good thing is about having a third party now, is it paves the way for the third parties as well as Rivet themselves. I can understand why they made this game. I know there's been a bit of controversy about it. Oh well, it's the Isle of Wight, it's a bit small, it's a bit short. I actually think, well actually, if I was a third party games developer and I was tasked in running making a game, a whole new game using a rather advanced graphics engine and everything like that, I think I'd probably choose the Isle of Wight or a preservation line, because it's self-contained, it's short, it's got, you know, relatively interesting. It's got an interesting train. It's got it's all, you know, it's all self-contained, so it's pretty simple to be able to just go, right, okay, we'll just do that route. And I think it's probably a very safe idea. Plus, also, if you're interested in the route, then that makes it even the more just even more better for you to do it. Like, I'd love to say, oh well, if I can make routes, I'd do the English Riviera between Exeter and Newton Abbot, or Exeter to Paynton. However, I know the consequences, the complications that's going to be involved in that. Exeter St David's, really busy station. Newton Abbot, really busy station. You know, lots of trains going in different directions. You'd have to, you know, make do without them, like you do at Paddington and Reading and obviously at Leeds and Manchester, which is fine. You cope with it, but at the end of the day, you know, I think with this, at least with this, you get everything. Everything is what you get. You don't get any more trains. You don't get any extra trains waiting around. You get the trains that you train that you get. That's it, which is good. A bit like West Somerset Railway as well. Oh, a bit early. So this is Smallbrook Junction. Don't tend to stop here on the northbound trains, or I haven't yet anyway. I only seen the northbound. Well, you know, the Shanklin. Right, let's get the doors shut. Right. Yeah, so I've been. Look at that wheel spin, Lord. It will, just because I'm on forward 2. Oh, yeah. So because I'm on forward 2, you do get that. If you throw the power handle a bit too wide, you do get that bit of wheel speed. So the next stop there should be. It's, as soon as we go via there, look. Smallbrook Junction Line 1. I think it's just the go via. I don't understand why that is. Maybe it's just because of the way they have to route it. I don't know. But next stop should be Wight St John's. Ross St John's is the main station. It's got the depot there. It's got. I should see another train on the thing. I'll pass another train there. Now, I'm playing this on PlayStation 4, obviously. Not obviously, but those who know will know I play on PlayStation 4. This PlayStation 4 Pro is in 4K. Graphically, it does look good. A couple of updates have been done to this route. More, a few little anomalies, like you didn't have times of arrival and departure on the schedule. That's been sorted now. It appears to be sorted. My only little complaints about this is probably the noise. The noise is annoying. It just doesn't seem very. It's very clunky. But then again, the jaunty roll and the general flange and wheel noises on this game anyway isn't amazing. And it really could do with having an overhaul in sound. But yeah, until that happens, you just got to put up with what we put up with. So coming to Wight St John's, I was expecting to see another train. Because I've not passed any yet. I didn't pass any at Sunday. Mind you, braking is, even though it's responsive brake, it's still a fine art. Still a fine art. That hold, I'll keep putting that hold on. I know I really shouldn't stop with it. I should leave it on minimum, then put it on hold when I come to a stand, because that hold is not designed to stop the train. So I don't know, not seen another train, interestingly, unless we're waiting for one to come. So this goes into a bit of a single line towards Ride Esplanade. So it comes out then, goes into a single line through the tunnel, then you climb up to Ride Esplanade, and then it's right up here ahead. That's it. So it's not, like I say, it's the longest route in the world. Can't remember what time we left. It was 14:50 we left. So what's that, 20 minutes? 20 minutes already? Oh, red signal. Oh no, it's gone green. I was a bit premature then. I should have waited until that signal had cleared. It looks like we're not passing nothing at the moment. So yeah, maybe the time. I mean, I know the timetable's been a bit hit and miss anyway on the Isle of Wight recently, but you don't seem to see that many trains, and there isn't a lot of trains on the route, which, you know, is a little bit disappointing. Because you'd like to think they try and run a full timetable, unless it's planned. Oh, there's a train, look. Ah, spoke too soon. There we go. So that's that. I'm going to say we're bound to see another train eventually. We do go to a single line, but I mean, I had a green signal there, so obviously the junction signal must be a bit way away. So it's two track then for a bit. I think it's the only bit we actually get genuine length of two track. That might work, took a bit of time to clear. The signal took a bit of time to clear. Oh, yes, no, sorry, yeah, I've got confused. Sorry, it's coming in your direction. You're on a bi-directional route. That's it. You go bi-directional through Ride Esplanade. It's a single track through Ride. Even though there's two tracks, you tend to use the same track in both directions. I think this is a bit of a dip, this tunnel. This is the tunnel that causes the problems for the trains, but they've done work on it recently to allow the new trains to run. So you drop down into this tunnel, but then no sooner you drop down, then you have to climb back out at Ride Esplanade. There you go, look. And up we go. There we are. So it's like a proper underground hole, that is, isn't it? Imagine that in the before they had these, because I suppose electric trains suit this route with the gradients and things like that. But back in the day when they were using steam engines and things, God, imagine. There we go. Second, the penultimate stop. Thought I'd just do a quick. I'm going to do a quick. Come on, keyboard. Right. I'm going to do a quick. Right. So if anyone follows Railcam, they have set up a camera at this hotel here. Alright, where is it? Where is it then? Oh, yeah. Which kind of looks a bit like this. And the good thing about this view is you can see the, obviously we can't see over this because I haven't got it, but they have the hovercrafts that go back over to the soul. Obviously you can't see the soul in the distance, but this is basically the Railcam view. If you've got Railcam, it's currently, I know it's not available on YouTube, is it? But if you subscribe, you get to see this Railcam view, watch the trains and watch the scene. It's quite good, it's very popular. Oh no, it is on YouTube. It is on YouTube, apologies. So, right. Well, early still. I think it's the first time I've actually been early. Oh, well, that was relaxed the times a little bit. Don't know. Or is it because the timetable's working properly now? Well, I'm going to shut the doors. By the time the doors are shut, I should be able to go. There we go. There doesn't appear to be any interlocking on this either. I've not tested the theory, but I don't. It doesn't seem to be. Okay, so that's the final. That's the penultimate stop. Then Ride Esplanade, the final stop, but the terminating stop is here. So this is the lovely bit now where you get to have a ride over the sea, really. And I don't think it is pretty. No, it's pretty. So, and the water does move. You can go, oh! I better get back to business. Speeding. So yeah, so there you go. That's basically the Isle of Wight route. So that was driven from Shankly through to Rye Pier Head. And because of the shortness of the route, you can do a little bit of a shift. Really, if you've got an hour to kill, you could do an hour and back. But yeah, that's basically your lot. There isn't much variation in the stopping patterns. But yeah, that is basically it. So if you enjoy the repetitiveness of it, you'll easily kill the timetable's not that many trains, so you'll easily kill it. So yeah. So there we go. 25 quid on the PlayStation Store at the moment. If anybody knows how to use, there's a CD. Well, the voucher company I use is CD Keys, and you can get yourself a £25 voucher for like £22.99. Perhaps if you want to try, that's what I did with Train Sim World 2. That was 25 quid, so I bought a voucher. It was £22. So yeah. I mean, like I say, I always see this as you're also getting not just getting a route, you're getting a train, because obviously with off the rails mode scenario designer, you can take this and put it in the Bakerloo. Well, you can put it in any route, can't you? But you could try it on the Bakerloo line. I've not done that yet. So there you go. That's my little run into from Shanklin to Ride. This will be available to watch back. I gotta admit, this is a pretty bit. I think you get here and think, God, it's pretty. And I can see why they've chosen it. It's nice, but this is basically it. This is the prettiest you'll get. The rest of it's just green. So yeah, there's the main road. You can race the truck cars on the main road if you wanted to. So yeah, this is basically it. Yeah, so it's a nice little route to have. I've got to admit, I'm not too into it. I've played it. As you see, I've played it a couple of times. This is the first time this is the third time I've done a route. I've had a bit of a dabble. I've done the scenario, the tutorial, and that's good. So, and there we go. Bit of speed in the middle there somewhere. Like I say, it can be so hard to keep the speed of this train one way or another, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, got to work on that stopping distance. Right, okay, so that was me doing my little shift there on the Isle of Wight. So I'm going to love you and leave you now, so I will see you again soon. Thanks for joining.